3-inch plug ain't gonna fit in there, then I don't know if you want to go with the 5. I mean,
dude, we're on.
What are you talking about, man? Come on, man.
Sorry.
This ain't some porn shit.
Oh man. All right. Anyway,
This is kind of like porn to me. This is on the topic of Link's Awakening, the remake
oh, look out!
on Nintendo Switch.
Cool.
Look out! There's an awakening going on in Dan B's pants.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
So yeah.
Never know.
All right, so they're remaking
Never
this for the Switch. It was a Game Boy game.
Yep, it was a Game Boy game, one of the earlier ones.
I enjoyed it a great deal. I liked it very much.
Yeah, me
I
too.
remember thinking it was really one of the like one of the early standout Game Boy titles.
Yeah.
Really.
I agree, and it was so Zelda-like at the time. Like,
Yeah.
it just felt really good.
It was almost like it just felt like an extension of Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you never played the Zelda games.
No, I wasn't really into Zelda. But after seeing this new game,
Oh, I tell you what, Breath of the Wild.
I would play this game. It looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I definitely would check it out. I mean, the graphics I think look pretty dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool to hear from someone who hasn't played it.
Yeah.
Because that's been like a thing that people are arguing about is, do they need to remake the graphics like that? Do they need to make them 3D, or shouldn't they stay pixelated?
I thought it was cool. But
I think if you're gonna do it, you might as well put some effort into it to make it.
modernized, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let the Switch do its thing.
I mean, that's my thought on it, is that it should be like, we already have the pixelized version if we want to play it.
I mean, it's already there.
Yeah.
It's like, really, what I'd want this is just to evoke the memory of the last game, and from what I've seen of the footage, that's what it does. It's like, I was watching, and I was like, okay, yeah, I remember kind of how this went in the I about said Playboy. In the Playboy game, that was a lot different.
Boy.
That was a lot different.
Oh man.
Yeah, the Reader's Corner stories were a lot more ribald than this. No, but that's what it does. It as I was seeing it, I was like, yeah, this takes me back to the Game Boy version.
Yeah.
And at first, I thought I saw this and I thought, man, this is just a big old cash cow. A thing for an easy way for Nintendo to make a buck, because it probably, compared to other games, I bet they probably didn't, like Breath of the Wild, I bet they didn't have the programming hours on this that they did on Breath of the Wild.
No way.
And so then I thought, well, this could be a really good, because they're making the next great Zelda game now.
Right.
And so this is kind of a good way to kind of get your Zelda fix, I guess, until that next game comes around.
Yeah, I think it's so like this game I think is going to be for it's for people who like the old game, and the game's not really available anywhere, right? But it's also for a new generation. Like you got your kids and you got the Switch for them, you know, for them to play and stuff, and now they can experience it in a way that they're used to playing it. They're used to playing Zelda games in 3D that look a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's not too. It's pretty close to the Game Boy version. I mean, I recognize all the scenes that they were showing.
Might keep the game, growing. It might keep it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like Boots said, it's good for the interim between this and the next Zelda game.
Definitely.
Like, people are like, oh, why are they pouring resources into this? And it's like, well, I think that they're probably letting their B team work on it.
Yeah.
And while their A team is working on the mainline Zelda, and you got to train those people somehow. So let's take a good Zelda game that we already know is good, that isn't available that far and wide, and let's make it for a modern generation.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, remakes of video games. I mean, we've been having them now here recently. They're going to be remaking that Final Fantasy VII, and they just did that Resident Evil 2 and a couple others. And it seems to me like it's a better situation than in most movie remakes.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of movie remakes, and it's like, why the fuck are you doing
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
Or it just doesn't hit the original, or it just
Right.
turns to crap. I don't see that really happening with video games, just because they're almost always going to inherently be better, because the hardware is going to be better.
Right.
The attention to detail and the time that they put behind them is going to be more than probably the original game.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people complain, like the Crash Bandicoot remakes that they did. There was some complaints about that because they didn't control the same. They messed the controls a little bit. They made them like Crash 1 controls a certain way, and then Crash 2 controls a certain way.
Right.
And they made these control the same all the way across the board. So it makes the game a little different. So people who were like longtime players were like, it controls different, I don't like it. And, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're not really. I mean, they made it for you, but they didn't. They're making it for new people to experience it.
Yeah.
And they probably.
Well, it does kind of surprise me that they would do that, because with Crash, it's a. I mean, it's not like a role playing thing. It's not a. It's kind of the same game dynamic.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same game dynamic. So I would, if I was them, I would have put a lot of detail into making sure the controls were the exact same. So I get their bitch.
Yeah,
about
me too.
how
Me too.
The controls are different. But this is you could take a few extra liberties with something like with Zelda, and it'd still work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, really well. God, it's had to have been
Some games
a
are
long
timeless,
time
too.
since I played that Game Boy version.
You know, some games are just gonna keep going. You know?
Yeah, some games are timeless.
Yeah.
And Zelda's. I mean, you could take any Zelda from any era
I've heard
and
a lot
play
of
it and enjoy it. I think.
I've heard a lot of people
Yeah.
talking about Zelda before, not only our generation, but like I've heard kids.
Right, because Breath of the Wild or whatever.
After having played Breath of the Wild, though, I'll say that the Mask,
Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask, and the one they did either prior or after. I can't remember.
The N64 one. After that, they did
Either that or the Wii one.
They did Wind Waker on GameCube.
I had a hard time trying to get on board with those after replaying them after playing Breath of the Wild.
Oh yeah,
that was challenging, because it was just a challenge all the way through. Just because Breath of the Wild was just so damn good. I mean, they hit every note just pitch perfect. The gameplay and everything, how everything worked, and then to go and play something that kind of had some of the rudimentary parts that they really coerced into Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
And have to try to play through that was very challenging. And I did not enjoy it too much.
Now, I do agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate, I do want to say that a lot of people, their complaint about Breath of the Wild is that it wasn't enough like old Zelda games. Do you know what I mean? Like, they had like complaints that you couldn't go... It wasn't so linear, and like it was so open, and...
It was open, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't think it holds your hand or anything.
No,
but
it kind of steers you. It steers you in a certain direction through the game.
Yeah, I agree. But this is not like that, though. The Link's Awakening remake, that's going to just be your classic Zelda.
Right, you're going to go from here, and then you got to go here to do this. And then...
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah,
when it comes out.
I'm sure we'll play it on the channel when it comes out. Although, here's another thing we should talk about: the price point. So Walmart had it up for pre-sale, for a pre-order, at $58 or $56. Is a remake of a Nintendo of a Game Boy game worth that much? Because I think the original Game Boy game came out at $40.
That could be a.
Would you buy a physical?
It's hard to say. And they're not having any price breaks on Switch games.
No,
even Breath of the Wild is still $50.
Yeah,
still $50.
I know. Their launch titles are still high. Although I've seen Mario and Rabbids a little bit down, but
even the resale market, you're not buying Breath of the Wild at like a GameStop for less than
I was
30, 35, something like that.
I was at a pawn shop the other day, and they had theirs for $50 for $49.99.
Yeah.
So
See, I'm wondering if it's just because it's for the Switch now, and
and that's why they raised the
yes,
price.
that's what I'm thinking, and they're not thinking,
And they know that they're going to
it
sell
was-
Zeldas.
They're not really thinking that it was a Game Boy game.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
they're
saying?
trying to pass it
They're
over.
trying to do the aspect of it being a fucking Switch game.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't
Probably.
know. 50, 58. You said 58?
Yeah, it's like 58. Like,
Does that include DLC stuff?
I doubt it. I think there was no DLC in the original, but who knows? They might add a second
you
quest
thinking
or
this-
something.
I
That's
think
what
in this day
everybody's
and age-
about. That
This day
DLC
and age,
shit, man.
DLC.
Everything DLC is where it's at.
I don't blame them. I mean, it makes
it's cool.
it continues to make a game playable
It's badass.
a year after
Yeah.
you bought it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
58 bucks. I don't know. I don't know about that. That sounds to me more of a GameFly type situation. For me.
Yeah, me too.
Shit, look how crazy that Pokemon game was. That game that you could like fucking play on your
Pokemon
phone.
Go. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
That thing was crazy. You would see people.
That was free.
No, that's insane.
You know, a lot of people don't catch this, but I think they got a lot of the mechanics of how those Pokemon games works from those two. You remember those two Final Fantasy games they made for the Game Boy?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me those are not exactly what the Pokemon games ended up being.
They have definite elements.
I'm
They
telling
do.
you what, it's almost a spot on. Like you can just almost see. It's like, oh, okay, that could work for this, and then boom. Those two Final Fantasy Adventure and Final Fantasy. I think it was the Adventure is the one I'm talking about. That it was more. I don't know what you call it. It's more like this Zelda Link's Awakening,
Yeah.
whereas the other one was more in the original Final Fantasy mold. But I'm getting off topic here.
Well, let's bring it back to the Zelda.
Yeah, go back to.
So I don't know. What do you guys think? Put your answers down in the comments below. Like, do you think it's price too high? Do you think it's the graphics look good?
I wouldn't want them going to the well too many times on this.
No,
Like I wouldn't want them
this
to
should be a special thing.
I wouldn't want them to.
You think they should remake the original Zelda or not?
Boy, I don't know.
Could this?
You're afraid it's gonna like spawn more?
Yeah, could it?
Yeah, it could.
do more, with other games,
Let's remake the original Super Mario Brothers. in
Yeah,
3D.
could you see Super Mario Brothers for modern?
I'd kind of dig it though, as maybe
it might be
DLC
dope.
for like a regular series Mario.
I like what they did in the Odyssey for the return of that 8-bit stuff.
Oh yeah, where you float into it.
Yeah, you float into it, and they did a lot of really cool stuff with like zero gravity and like flipping the blocks.
Yeah,
the
it was really
stage and all
creative.
that. Yeah,
That's cool.
I really liked how they did that.
Yep.
Oh, I don't know about a remake of the original Zelda.
It could happen. You never know. I mean, this could start.
Well, you guys let us know what you think.
No doubt.
Let us know, and yeah,
Interesting.
guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have some topics that you want us to talk about,
Definitely.
Yep.
Good.
let us know.
For sure.
Good idea.
We'll look down there. We'll make serious fun of them. We'll continue to talk about. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
So,
No, we'll take them seriously. Shoot us some topics, and if we see something that throws our eyebrows up, go, oh,
exactly.
you might see it on this channel.
That's right.
Just May.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Peace.
Stay crispy.
In milk.